Are you ready to go 5 pounds down? Well, today we've got a weight loss workout with cardio and weights. So grab your dumbbells and let's go. All right, beautiful bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. Have your weights completely out of the way and let's get started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And you know what feels like self-love? Finding that healthy weight with the 5-0 method, where every single day we do 5 things that make you say, oh, I had no idea it could be this simple to lose weight at our age. Every single day we're going to eat the right number of calories, which is not necessarily less than you were eating before. Every single day we're going to drink the right amount of water, which is half your body weight in pounds, in fluid ounces of water. Every single day we're going to get the right amount of sleep, which is to say that we're going to go to bed at the same time every night, get up at the same time every morning, and not worry about how much in between that was actual sleep. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. Every single day we're going to exercise moderately with a beautiful workout like this one that is not necessarily more than you were doing before. And most importantly, every single day we're going to manage our minds by finding our thoughts and deciding if they're helpful. Now, you might have noticed, if you are doing this work, that not all of your thoughts are helpful. In fact, lots of them are unhelpful. And those unhelpful thoughts, they bring up unhelpful feelings, yucky feelings. Sometimes feelings that are very unpleasant, very uncomfortable in your body. And that's why today's helpful thought, let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes, is this is a feeling, an emotion. Now, the reason that this feels helpful to me is because sometimes when I'm feeling an uncomfortable or unpleasant feeling, it kind of doesn't just feel like an emotion. It kind of feels like, no, my throat is closing up. Like, no, my heart is going to pound out of my chest. Like, no, my stomach is turning itself inside out. Sometimes it feels like more than, and I'm going to use the word just, but not for the helpful part of this sentence. Sometimes it feels like more than just an emotion. And that's why this sentence, to me, is very helpful. This is a feeling. This is an emotion. If that does not feel good to you, if that feels dismissive or unpleasant or uncomfortable or whatever else that feels not good, that means this is not a helpful thought for you. But if it does feel good to you, if it feels reassuring, which is how it feels to me, that makes it helpful. You guys, hey, speaking of reassuring, you know what today is? Today's a Metcon. I've got the handy dandy gym bus set for 30 seconds of cardio and 1 minute of strength. And I'm already excited about that. In fact, I'm so excited that I feel very relaxed about that. Let's go ahead and get started with everybody's favorite. We're getting started with Drinky bird jacks, and I did this on purpose. Let's go ahead and get moving. I did Drinky bird jacks on purpose because sometimes when I start off with an easy exercise, I notice in my own self the tendency to get going fast. And I thought today, hey, you know what? Drinky bird jacks, I'm gonna think about my balance. I'm gonna pull in my core, I'm gonna move my hands, I'm gonna get my heart rate up for sure, but I'm not gonna be taking this one very fast. I thought it was a perfect way to start a nice moderate workout. Now when it beeps, and it's going to, we're gonna grab those dumbbells because we're going back and forth between cardio and strength. That's what a Metcon is, by the way. I don't think I explained that. Feet are almost uncomfortably wide. One hand goes up overhead while the other one goes rolling down the side of your leg. We've got an entire minute to do this strength workout, so let's be thinking about really good form. Pulling that core, really thinking about getting your biceps all the way up next to your ear, and then pushing that hip out while you're rolling the hand down the other leg. Really thinking about excellent form the entire time means that we're not going to do very many. And that's totally okay. I've got a circuit workout for us today. We're going to go back and forth between cardio and strength, and we're going to do the entire circuit 2 times. So anything that you don't like, can't do, want to modify, feel free, my friends, because we're going to do plenty of volume of work today. When it beeps again, by the way, we're going to put those dumbbells down as we do. We're going to do Daybreaks with our hands up overhead, swooshing from side to side gently, as though we are singing that song Daybreak by Barry Manilow. Now here's the thing about a Metcon. Metcon actually stands for Metabolic Conditioning, which is a fancy way, here we go with Daybreaks, this is cardio, so we're moving a little bit faster than we just were with that strength, but not necessarily a lot faster. The thing about a Metcon, metabolic conditioning, is a fancy way of saying that we are doing cardio and strength with no rest. Like, that's literally what metabolic conditioning means. And the reason you might like to do a metabolic workout like this one, by the way, when it beeps again, we're going to do crossbody crunches. Going to grab those dumbbells, have them sitting at shoulder height. We're going to bring our opposite elbow down towards our opposite knee while crunching in the middle. So hands with your dumbbells at your shoulders. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Oh, really thinking about squeezing. If you can, let's get that elbow all the way to your knee. That extra little squeeze is the thing that really works those abdominal muscles and also challenges your balance. As you may have noticed, me really stumbling around today. Don't mind that. Don't look at me if you don't need to. Because sometimes I can throw you off your balance by being kind of mediocre with mine. And I already know that mine is not great today. Having a good day, feeling very strong, feeling good in so many other ways. But for whatever reason, my balance is just a little bit off. Sometimes that happens. And sometimes, I mean, here's why this is today's helpful thought. I have been having what I would call an emotional couple of days. Nothing major going on. I'm just feeling a lot of emotions, which, I mean, we all have them all the time. We have 60,000 thoughts a day. All of your thoughts create emotions, by the way. Now we're going to put those dumbbells down and do papa squats. It's literally just a little pop, a little squat. You're going to squat it down and then hands go up overhead. This is cardio again. But you may have noticed I'm taking this whole workout today at maybe even a gentler than moderate pace, again with the whole balance thing, with the whole these are feelings thing. My body, not feeling a lot more than this today. Really paying attention to what feels moderate for me today is definitely the key to being able to work out every day. Go ahead and grab those dumbbells again. We're doing deadlifts, pulling your core, feet just a little bit wider than hip width apart. You're gonna think about pushing your hips back while keeping your back super duper straight. You notice my legs, oh, they bend. That's a matter of flexibility for me. My legs are much stronger than they are flexible. If you can keep your knees straight, please help yourself to it, but making sure that your movement is coming from your hips. Your glutes are driving this train. They're pushing them back, and you're pulling them forward. When it beeps again, we're coming back to cardio. We're going to put these weights down, and we're going to be doing shooting stars. The thing that I notice about my feelings is that I feel them. I know that sounds like the most ridiculous thing I've said in a while, and that's really saying something, but this is what feelings do. Feelings show up in your body. You have thoughts. Your thoughts create your feelings. Sometimes we don't notice the thought. Sometimes we just notice the feeling. We think it came from the thing that the person said or the thing that the person did or what's going on in the world. Go ahead and put your weights down. Here we go with shooting stars. Tipping from side to side. Used to call these, well, I would still call them disco dancers if I would keep my other foot on the ground, but now that we do these shooting stars, which is kind of like star balance and disco dancers combined, I just do shooting stars all the time. I love this one, that little bit of balance work, that little bit of something extra that challenges me the exact right amount, especially on a day like today when my challenge level feels very low. My standard for what's challenging is very low. Go ahead and grab those dumbbells again because it's time for strength again. Having your feet about hip width apart. Gonna push those hips back almost like a half of a deadlift. We're gonna do some flies. These are bent over flies, which means that we're really thinking, we're concentrating on keeping our neck neutral, our back very straight. Really thinking about squeezing those shoulder blades together in the middle of your back. We're not shrugging your shoulders up. If you can't get your hands out very wide, I'd much rather have you use excellent form than try and get a little further with your dumbbells. When it beeps again, we're gonna put these dumbbells down and we're gonna be doing middle skips coming back to cardio. The thing about my feelings and your feelings is that they're created from your thoughts. Your thought, just a spark of electricity in your brain, and then that creates a cascade of chemicals and hormones that create feelings, sensations, vibrations in your body. And we categorize those. I mean, we get taught, if your heart is pounding and you're seeing red, that you must be angry. Go ahead and put those dumbbells down. And then here we go with those middle skips. We get taught what those feelings in our body means. And sometimes we don't want to feel those feelings. Am I right? Sometimes they feel uncomfortable. Sometimes they feel unpleasant. Sometimes we don't think we have time for them. This is a common excuse that my brain offers me. I don't have time to feel sad right now. I don't have time to be angry right now. I've got to do something else. I've got to focus on work. I've got to focus on my kids. I've got to focus on whatever it is. Here we go with, oh gosh. We're doing step back curls. Okay, I got to think about this. Okay, so elbows are locked into your waist. And we're doing biceps curls while taking one step back at a time. Now, you could go into a full lunge if you prefer. I don't prefer. I do a little bit of a bend in my front knee and a big step back to wherever I can get to. This might be a small step back for you. As long as you are keeping your balance and thinking about those biceps curls, you are doing an excellent, excellent job. I'm going to slow this down a little bit because I notice that I'm trying to turn this into a cardio move. Hey, speaking of cardio move, okay, coming up next, we're doing something that I know for sure I'm not gonna be able to do very well on one side. We're doing golf swings, which if you are right-handed is gonna look fantastic when you are swinging with your right hand as though you are actually swinging a golf club. And then the other side is gonna just look awkward. It's a golf swing both directions, which means that you are swinging forward while stepping back, and then swinging forward while stepping back the other way. You're kind of making, I would call this like a big U or a V with your hands, and almost like a curtsy lunge in the back. And when I think about it that way, it's a little bit easier to do because you're really swinging your hip kind of all the way back around. You don't actually have to have your hands together. In fact, it would feel a lot easier if I didn't have my hands together. And then here we go with squat side kicks. Go ahead and grab those dumbbells. Have them right here on your shoulders. We're gonna come down in a squat. And then as we come up, gonna raise one leg out to the side. I'm calling it a side kick, but it's a side leg raise. Oh my gosh, down in a squat. And up in a side raise. And down in a squat. And up in a side leg raise. You guys, this was the entire circuit. When it beeps again, we're coming back to those Drinky bird jacks at a pace that feels good for you. It might still be nice and, I call it ultra moderate. Rather than fast, rather than just moderate, but like even more moderate than moderate, my friends. Your pace is always what is best for you today. Today, my body is feeling a lot of leftover emotions. This is what happens sometimes when we have emotions, that if you can, it is best to let them up and out. They will dissipate on their own. That's what feelings do. That's what emotions do. Here we go with Drinky bird jacks. And yet, sometimes we don't want to feel them. Sometimes we try and shove them down. Oh, and you've noticed this, I'm sure, in your lifetime. If you have ever found yourself in front of the pantry, if you have ever found yourself mindlessly scrolling on your phone, if you have ever found yourself doing something that you didn't intend to do, yeah, that might have been because you were trying not to feel an uncomfortable emotion. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing triangles. I'm doing my best to allow my emotions because that is what feels best. And yet some of them still kind of stuck in here. Triangles are feet nice and extra wide. One hand goes up overhead. The other one goes rolling down the side of your leg. My friends, there is no wrong way to feel your feelings. There is no wrong way to do this work unless you are hurting yourself, unless you are getting injured. And that is what I am paying attention to. I'm noticing my feelings in my body, and I'm noticing that when they are still in there, that sometimes I feel a little bit stiff and sore. Sometimes I feel a little bit creaky, a little bit not quite right. I'm honoring that today by not going too crazy on exercise. And I'm gonna sit down with my journal again, and I'm gonna figure out what else needs to come up and out, because these are feelings. My body is meant to feel feelings. Your body is meant to feel feelings. When it beeps again, by the way, we're gonna put our dumbbells down. We're gonna do Daybreaks. Hands up overhead, swaying from side to side. Oh, remembering some wonderful childhood memories. Singing Barry Manilow at the top of my lungs in the back of my Aunt Marty's car. And not even in the back of my Aunt Marty's car. I mean, honestly, this one really specifically is like in conjunction with being with my Aunt Marty, but I mean, Barry Manilow in general, oh my gosh, that was house cleaning music. That was all the time music. Crossbody Crunches are coming up next. We're gonna grab those dumbbells, reaching your opposite elbow towards your opposite knee, bringing up one knee at a time, really thinking about squeezing from your middle. Hands right here at your shoulders, bringing up that opposite knee and really thinking, first of all, about breathing. Second of all, first of all about breathing. Second of all, about pulling in your core. And then third of all, about getting that squeeze all the way up, as tight as you can make it, as close as you can get your knee and your elbow. I understand how difficult that is. Trust me, I know what I'm asking of you. You should get as far as you can get with that little bit of a challenge, if that feels like the right amount of challenge for you today. It should be a challenge that's still moderate. Imagine that, right? You can challenge yourself while staying moderate. You can challenge yourself to balance when it beeps again. By the way, we're doing papa squats. You can challenge yourself to get that knee to your elbow as long as you are not injuring yourself and not over exercising. This could be the exact right amount of challenge. You are doing such a good job. That nice squeeze. Here we go. We're going to put those dumbbells down and we're coming back into papa squats. Feet about hip width apart. Sometimes a little bit wider. Feels good to me. I notice that with my squats, that sometimes a little bit wider than hip width feels better on my knees. It feels like I can get down into the squat a little bit better. Totally up to you how much or how little of a squat you do. When it beeps again, we're doing deadlifts, really thinking about that booty drive in the train with both these squats and the deadlifts. Plenty of work to be done today. This metabolic conditioning, my friends, is the most efficient kind of a workout you can get. Here we go with deadlifts. Core pulled in nice and tight. Back is super straight. Neck is neutral. Push those hips back. Pull those hips forward. Because we are of a certain age, my friends, we simply do not have the capacity. No, that's not true. We have the capacity to do all of the exercises we have ever done before. You can still do everything you could do before. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing shooting stars. The trouble comes with we don't recover the way we used to. You can still work out so hard. You can still lift very heavy weights. You can still go to your heart's content. It's just that you don't feel very good the next day, and sometimes the day after, and sometimes the day after that, and sometimes the day after that, and sometimes even 3 or 4 days later, you notice that you're still kind of sore, that your muscles don't feel amazing. That is why we exercise moderately every day for workout, or for weight loss rather, so that you can recover appropriately. Go ahead and put those dumbbells down, and here we go with shooting stars. The thing about working out so hard that you need to recover is that, well, lots of things. Really specifically, is that it makes it very difficult to stay on some kind of a plan. I would prefer, personally, to work out moderately every single day and be able to get up and feel recovered for another workout. It is the simplest way to stay on track for losing weight. When it beeps again, right now, we're going to do bent over flies. Go ahead and pull in that core. Have your feet about hip width apart. Push your hips back. Gonna fly those arms out to the side. Really thinking about keeping your back straight, your core in nice and tight. Making sure you're breathing, of course. Excellent form is your best bet, my friends. We are getting plenty of work done with this metabolic exercise. This is what I was telling you about, how this is the most effective kind of workout that you can do because you're getting everything done. You're using your heart and lungs, you're using your muscles, which therefore builds your bones. When it beeps again, by the way, we're going to be doing middle skips. This metabolic exercise is the sort of thing that is best for us at this age because it's the right amount of work. You can recover from it beautifully. We don't have to do a ton of exercise to get a ton of benefit. Go ahead and put those weights down. And then here we go into middle skips. The thing about metabolic conditioning, Metcon workouts, is that it gives you a lot of bang for your buck. And for me, that feels very helpful. Speaking of helpful thoughts, because it means that I don't have to work out a lot harder. When it beeps again, we're going to be doing step back curls. Okay, for some reason I keep losing my place on the step back curls. I think, in fact I know why. I've already told you that I'm having a mediocre balance day, and stepping back is just, it's always hard for me. It's always a little bit tricky, and so I really have to think and concentrate. Don't mind me. I'm just going to like stare off into space. Really thinking about those nice biceps curls. That means that your elbows are locked into your waist. Really restricting the range of movement on your arms means that you are targeting your biceps. The more you swing your whole arm, there's nothing wrong with that per se. I mean, you're actually getting really good shoulder work if you do that, but we're not trying to target your shoulders right now. We're trying to target your biceps. Stepping back means that you are finding your balance, kicking yourself off balance by stepping back behind you and then finding it again with your toes. This is excellent for your proprioception. When it beeps again, we're doing golf swings. I think that's the other reason why I keep getting kind of caught right here on this part of the circuit, because this stepping back paired with the golf swings where I feel kind of awkward, I have emotions. I have thoughts about that are creating emotions for me. Here we go with golf swings. Really thinking for me, my mnemonic device, I'm making the letter U with my hands right in front of me, while my lower body is really twisting back behind me in a very exaggerated, almost like a curtsy lunge, except I'm not lunging at all. We're really just popping that foot back while really twisting your hips out to the side, really getting those abs and obliques. Really nice workout, making sure that you've got your core pulled in, making sure that you're breathing. And here we go with those squat side kicks, you guys. Whew, this is the last exercise in our circuit. You know that we're done, but we're not quite finished. Squat, side raise, side leg raise. Oh, good golly. Okay, this is the grunting portion of the workout. And I will tell you that when we are done with this, we are done, but we are not quite finished. I have a built-in finisher for us that we are only going to do one round of. So when it beeps again, I'm gonna put those weights down because of course it's a Metcon, back and forth between cardio and strength with no rest. We're gonna do toy soldiers. Hands are gonna be up overhead, which means that your heart rate is definitely going to come up. Take this at a pace that makes sense for you today. What's today's moderate? Are you having lots of emotions? Or are you having a get-go kind of day where everything feels amazing? My friends, no matter what kind of a day you're having, keeping your moderate is best for your weight management, either weight loss, weight maintenance, weight, put your weights down, whatever. Toy soldiers right now. Hands, opposite hand reaching towards your opposite kicking foot. This is our last cardio exercise of the day. When it beeps again, oh, you know what I've got for you. We're gonna start and finish with the same exercise. We're gonna grab those dumbbells and we're gonna do the weighted version of Drinky birds. One round only, one interval, which means we're gonna go back and forth between our right leg and our left leg, really thinking this is a strength move. It's not Drinky bird jacks, it is a strength move. So really pulling in that core, thinking about keeping your back nice and straight, thinking about that back leg lifting up behind you, using your glutes, and really, really thinking about not tipping forward any more than that back leg is raising you. So you're not just dipping your torso forward, you're actually trying to stand as upright as you can, and wherever that back leg tips you to is where you're gonna get to. Hi Blossom, how are you, sweetheart? Thank you for joining us. I know you've been kind of restless today, huh? Sweet Blossom, she wasn't sure if she wanted to be here for her moderate workout today. The next time it beeps, you guys, is the last time it's going to beep in this workout. You've done an amazing job. Let's finish it out strong. I'm not gonna look at you until it beeps, because otherwise, well, I mean, I hate to say it, but my balance has actually been kind of decent here on this finisher. You never know, sometimes my balance surprises me. And that, boom, was it. Awesome, awesome job. Go ahead and put your weights all the way down. And let's cool this down. What a great, great job you did today. Let's go ahead and do some arm circles. You guys, thank you so much for joining me today. This was an effective, efficient, emotional workout. It's funny, and this is something you will notice, this is one of the reasons we work out. I don't actually feel very emotional right now. This is the beautiful thing about your body. It is always changing its chemical and hormonal balance. Like there's, this is a total other conversation, but there's no way to balance your hormones. By the way, when people talk to you about balancing your hormones, there's no such thing. You can, however, influence your hormones by doing things like workouts that releases endorphins, that feels good, that moves your body in the exact right amount of way so that we don't overstimulate some hormones that aren't amazing for you, like cortisol when it gets trapped in your body and you have a lot of it. It's a chronic stress response. And that's a much larger conversation, my friends. Imagine having anything but a fun conversation. You guys, let's go ahead and open it up. And then we'll close it up. Thank you so much for working out with me today. Give yourself a big hug and a pat on your sweaty back. You did such a good, efficient, effective, and emotional job. Thank you so much for working out with me. You guys, we've got a fantastic week of workouts. This is overall day number 47 of an eventual 65 this year, but this is day 2 of this 5-day series. Thank you so much for working out with me. Make sure you subscribe before you go, and I'll see you tomorrow.